Fathers are important to children for many reasons, even though Margaret Mead once said fathers are biological necessities but social accidents. The reality is to the contrary. Children that are father absent are more likely to do poor educationally. Little girls that are father absent are more likely to be victims of sexual abuse. The most reliable predictor of crime in America is father absence. And there are many, many more reasons. Fathers are important, just as mothers are, and fathers are parents too. Currently exists pursuant to an executive order where all council members are not compensated for their work. And I think that's fantastic, because for somebody to work for free, they really have to believe in what they do. And you can see that we have some council members that really are focused and working hard and striving to promote justice and create a better state for both parents, children, and families.
The Illinois Council on Responsible Fatherhood, a lot of these fatherhood groups I think are real important because men need a voice, men need a resource in society. Women tend to just have this innate ability to kind of congregate with other women. They share ideas, they share strategies at the playground, and I think when you have fathers, we just tend to kind of isolate ourselves and deal with our own problems. This is a nice way for men to have an exchange of ideas, come up with strategies, get some input onto the some of the laws affecting their situation, and educate themselves. And I think it's very empowering for men.
The other aspect of ICRF is for the people that are involved. Chairman Leving does a great job doing that. He's been recognized by the governor. Great job, and he's also provided mentorship to me as becoming a good father. And I think that's very valuable because, you know, the quote, "It takes a village to raise a child." Sure. It's true, and having that resource of ICRF and people like Chairman Leving.
Court successes provides hope to a lot of dads out there who otherwise would have given up. There's one success story that's really important to me where we represented a disabled father, a victim of a drive-by shooting, who was paralyzed, and he was denied visitation. I believe it was because the mother was embarrassed, didn't want him around his daughter. So there was no contact for years, and he was afraid to go to court. Well, we won. We reunited him with his little girl, and the reunification was really important. They were both in tears. It was really, really important. And a father, because of a serious disability, should not be denied a relationship with his child. One of our events was very successful. Father Flager's church, St. Sabina, that afterwards I met with President Obama and Jim Hagler, and he acknowledged the Symposium, which I was very happy of. And while I served on President Obama's National Finance Committee, I told him my feelings that our government should not create a maternal disincentive to support father involvement. Instead, we should provide incentives to mothers to keep dads engaged with their children. And he agreed. And this is really important, and it's a big problem because there are a lot of mothers I've spoken to over the decades that believe that they have to get rid of the dad to get government funding, and whether that's true or not, they believe that. Helping reunite Aline Gonzalez with his father in Cuba was really important to me, and I looked at it just simply as a matter of reuniting a little boy with his daddy. But unfortunately, most people looked at it almost a little more clearly as what it became. It became a global tug-of-war, an international custody battle between two countries. But to me, it's always going to be about that little boy and his dad and their reunification. Parental involvement is critical for all families and all communities, and it should not be a luxury for certain communities for whatever the reason. And we can't forget that the payment of child support and parenting time are interconnected. They impact each other. Whether we want to believe that or not, statistically, that's a reality. So if you push any parent out of the lives of their children, whether it's a mother or father, the child is less likely to pay support. Sometimes those parents end up developing psychological problems that don't work. can't work or just won't work. And they could end up jail for non-payment of support, and such a parent would be better employed, working, supporting his or her children than sitting in jail. So these are all really, really big problems, but I do see a lot of change, a lot of positive change, but it's still really tough. It's tough, but in the audience here, I can see a lot of people here who have spent their lives fighting for change, social justice, fighting for legal change. So these are problems that we have to somehow correct, and it's not going to happen overnight, but it's not going to happen if we don't do anything. And everybody here is here for a reason, and they're here to do something. Courage is critical because a lot of fathers give up. They're afraid to even go into a courtroom because they feel they can't win. They see themselves as targets looking for an arrow. Maybe that's because many of them are. Right. But if they give up hope, they don't seek out justice, it's a guarantee they're probably going to lose. So they should not give up hope, especially when it's affecting the future of their children, the safety of their children. You know, when a dad tells me, I had to leave, the mother was hitting me, she stabbed me, she was physically abusive to me, I had to get out of there. What about your 3-year-old that you left with her? If she's going to physically abuse you, what about your 3-year-old? So we have to look at this globally. And I know it's hard to do. It's very emotional. Very emotional. It's hard to look at this globally. But we have to, because the safety and future of children often hang in the balance.